so no front. Kandi and Garrett, yeah, we say what you want. Real life, real stories, yeah, we keep it real. If you're looking for the truth, this is how it feel. Conversations that matter, yeah, we bringing it out. From the highs to the lows, yeah, we talking it out. No fluff, no cap, yeah, we keeping it
Welcome back
straight.
to Real Talk with Kandi Thompson.
And Garrett Gray.
Garrett, I thought you were putting sunglasses on. When I took I was like, he's taking it. You know how you put how you rooftop your sunglasses?
I rooftop them.
And then you
Yeah.
put them on. I thought you were putting sunglasses on, but I do like your new glasses.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I had another pair of these exact ones, but I don't know where they went. So I bought another pair
I like
of the
them.
exact same ones.
Yeah.
But within 3 minutes of me wearing them, I already scratched up the side of the glasses that I need to see. So it's like it doesn't wear.
Darn
Yeah,
it,
it
darn
just is
it.
how it is.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you guys, we're coming to you today. You know that we normally pre-record. We're actually recording today because we wanted to bring you the Kandi and Garrett Real Talk Real Estate Report. So
Like it has to have some music. You know?
Thank God you do it. You know, I'm not really good with my sound effects.
In today's news, you stack paper.
Yeah. So one thing we do want to preface this with is that these are our opinions. As
Correct.
you know, in real estate, there is no crystal ball. We don't have any idea what's happening.
Right.
We can tell you what has happened in our world. But as you know, we're realtors, right?
Yeah.
So we are with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Divine Properties, and we work real estate every single day.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Service Divine Properties as well.
The studio may or may not be in there as well. But we do this every single day. We do it for a living from many facets. I mean, we are certified in real estate. We are certified in commercial. We're residential experts. We do this. Can you check it, Adam? So we do this every day for a living. And so we kind of walk this out. We have listings, buyers, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And so we just want to kind of say where we've kind of come from this year and where we feel like we're clearly at.
What I'll start with saying is this year was going very good. Like it was going in the right direction. It had traction to be a very good year. Besides the last 2 years we have had in real estate, right? And then we're not just talking about as the agent, but I'm talking about the ability for sellers to have buyers and for the buyers to have the correct price, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
You cannot really get your money if you don't have the buyers. So you selling, you're really dictating how fast you can sell your house or not, right? So we're going in the direction. I felt like buyers started coming out of the woodwork. I felt like everything was great, and then March 1st happened,
which historically, as you know, March is the month of real estate.
Right.
There is I think it's March that is the best week in real estate to list your house.
So no, April.
Is that April? Okay,
That's April. That's April. But I will say they have what I've looked up in statistics is the most open escrows are in January and February, and the most closed are in March.
It is from what I've been doing this now for 15 years this year. I find January and February, people are getting their bearings to them again, because November and December, historically, nobody's looking to buy a house in the holidays, right? You can close homes in the holidays, but it's not super common for you to go into escrow during those months. And so January and February, people are starting to figure out what they're going to do, right? New year, new you, new home, sell, whatever it looks like. And so March is when the sun starts to come out, things start to blossom, and that's when the market really starts to take effect. So this year, we heard so many things at the beginning of the year, right? Like, this is it. This is the year. If you have been hanging in there for the last couple of years, this is the year. And it's so funny because there's so many outward things that affect real estate that we're not in control of, right? When there's an active crisis overseas, that's going to always affect real estate. It affects gas prices. It affects everything, right? So we sit 3 days away from June 1st.
Right.
We have been saying the whole year, we've been telling our sellers the whole year and our buyers, like, we think that interest rates might drop, and we think that, the market is supposed to do well, right? This is what we've heard. We know that Jerome Powell, he is the Federal Reserve, right? He's our Federal Reserve guy. And his term was up in May.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing. Like there was a chance that the person coming in could potentially drop interest rates. Now we know nationwide, I mean, well, we know our president is a real estate guy, right? So for real estate
Investment,
agents, but I mean, he likes low interest rates, and he likes high prices. So he's a real estate guy, but we're looking to see like, okay, hopeful maybe when this new guy comes in that there might be some change. So the new guy comes in, he takes his position on May 22nd, Kevin Walsh, and he is now saying that he will lower interest rates when inflation goes down. As of yesterday, inflation went up to 3.8. So now they anticipate the chance that the rates are going to actually increase again. And we sit right now between 6.5% and 7% on interest rates. That's where we sit currently. Historically, that's not bad. I mean, there are people that have bought homes at 18%.
But with the prices, you're talking, $180,000 at 18% to $452,000 at 6.5%.
It's crazy. Now, here's another variable that has come into effect, especially if you live in California. There are other states who have had wildfires, or maybe you've had some kind of natural disaster that has caused your interest rates to skyrocket. But in California, you guys know this is a thing. So in California, the price of the insurance in the area that we live in, and especially at like 10, 20 minutes north of us. Is it north? Okay.
It's at east, but we'll go
whatever.
We'll go
you
north,
go up,
north
guys,
and east. It's
go up a hill.
It could be fine.
You go up a hill.
Yeah,
so,
it's east.
Okay. Anyway, that way we have that becomes even higher wildfire area, right? And actually what it says is the price of fire insurance basically adds $100,000 to your house.
Yeah.
So if you're buying a house for $275,000, you basically have to qualify for a $375,000 house with the price of insurance.
Crazy.
It's crazy. So we've been so optimistic.
Yeah.
I feel like you and I have been so optimistic.
I was really trying to do good. And then the last couple of weeks, our lender has been sending out the rates, and I'm like, that's the wrong way, dude.
Yeah, they keep going
so
up.
wrong. Yeah, I wanted to spin like the blowing emoji, like go the other way.
Yeah.
And it's just, you can see that it's changing it for almost the worst, because you can tell. I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, well, April is coming around, taxes are going to be done. Maybe people are waiting for tax to be done. It was a different year. They didn't maybe sell a lot, make a lot. They're going to change. It was just different, right?
Yeah.
The last 2 years have been different.
Yeah.
So I'm like, getting in buyers, the buyer pools and all that. And they just started kind of going away again. They're like, well, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. I'm like, man, you guys are so dedicated. And then you just disappeared.
Yeah.
And I saw it as those rates started to come
That's
up.
exactly what
and then
happens.
the homes didn't change to that. So now the home prices I see are going to start having this drive down factor. And I think this middle of the year, people are now starting to get the understanding of, well, we're about to, go into summer. We have 2 to 3 months to make it happen. And if not, we're going into winter and we're pretty much dead.
Yeah. And now what I foresee, and so in my business, this is what I'm doing right now. I am having a coming to Jesus with my sellers.
Yeah.
Because there's more to it to me. Okay, so there's a couple of variables here. There's more to it than just where we are today. It is what's happening in the future. And again, we don't have a crystal ball, but we know that we're highly likely to be going into a recession. I mean, there are jobs being lost every day because of AI, right? So X, which used to be Twitter, they had 10,000 employees. This year, they cut 4,000 employees already.
Wow.
Meta, you guys are all familiar with that. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Meta just let 6,000 employees go, I believe, this week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happening right before our eyes. And so we are going to only see more and more of that, you guys. AI is only growing. It's only getting better. It's only starting now to where you're going to be able to like create things in your business that are going to eliminate positions. And so that's happening right now. So that's potentially the future. So when I'm talking to my sellers, I'm saying, here's the deal. Like, number one, the rates are, from what we can see, the rates aren't going down. And if they do, it might be a little dip. But right now we don't see rates going down. So let's drop the price of your house as low as you're willing to go. So we can sell now, or if you want to wait it out for a couple of years, right?
Right.
Because ultimately that's what I foresee happening. You're going to drop the price of your house right now to get it sold because there are still buyers out there.
Yeah,
there are people that are still looking. The thing is, it's just a buyer's market. The buyers that we're looking with, I mean, you can look and look and look and look and look. We look every week at multiple houses with several different buyers, and in 3 or 4 weeks, you can go back to that first one that you first saw because they've seen all the others, but they decided they like that one. That's what it looks like right now. So let's drop the price of your home. Let's get get it sold, because here's what you may or may not know in California. And I don't know how this works in other parts of the state or the country, because we have the California Fair Plan. We call it the California Unfair Plan. The Fair Plan, as of 2 days ago, has said they will be increasing by 30% by the end of the year. 30% by the end of the year. So here's where you're at.
My God, dude.
If you don't sell your home now, you are going to incur that additional interest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, insurance. And when you it's hard to sell homes right now because of that insurance. We just talked about, it's like adding $100,000 to your house.
Right.
That's the more up country you go, right?
Yeah.
The more high wildfire area. What's it going to look like when you add 30% more? So now it's hard to sell now. So I'm saying, so we're kind of telling you here.
Do you want to sell your property or do you want to just, are you that Facebook marketplace person that says, I'm just putting it out there for feelers. I don't really want to sell it. I just wanted to have, see what people would offer to me.
I just like to list it. I didn't really want to sell it.
No, yeah.
Here's another thing for the buyers. You got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
Right now, prices are going to start dropping. But when you get in on your insurance rate, you're bought in for a year. Now, you guys know that at some point in time, the interest rates are going to drop back down and it's going to balance everything out a little bit better, right? But it's not there.
Well,
the interest
you gotta
rates,
be comfortable with what you're at right now, because it could get better. But again, that's why I tell people, owning a home isn't just quick, fast, easy.
Yeah.
It's 30 years of your life.
What is it in the real estate market? It's not the market.
It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market.
I can't believe you did it. He has messed that up.
I've always
every
known it.
single
You guys
time.
know that, right?
He's never said it right, you guys.
I've always known it. I just wanted to always keep playing with this. This is great. Yeah.
You just got it. Good.
So again, it's about marketing your time while the market's hot, and then striking while the iron's in the fire.
So you guys, that's exactly it. It's not timing the market. It's time in the market. And that's so true. But right now we're saying there are some variables that are about to happen.
Yeah.
If you bought a house right now, you have a year premium, right? So your interest or your insurance rates, you're out for a year. Interest could go down. That could make it up. The likelihood of it going down right now are unlikely. And then we don't know what's going to happen with the market.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are like really not wanting to budge on your price,
Maybe
you actually could lose in this.
You might as well just stay in your house then and then just be comfortable with the price you're paying.
Now you have another option to rent it out.
True.
If you decide you want to rent it out, that's an option. Wait it out for a couple months, years.
But then you have to make enough money to be able to afford whatever else you're going for.
100%.
So there's you have to really take it under your understanding of what you want. What is it you want? Do you want to leave this house because you already know you're overspending and you can't afford what you're already spending and you need to downsize, or you need to upgrade? Now, I'm not saying that buying a house is for everybody. You might be in a good standpoint, but if you're on the fence and you want to either sell or you want to buy, come to terms with what your finances are.
For sure.
That's really what it is.
Not only that, you guys, you should have some pretty serious equity in your home.
Yeah.
Depending on how long you've owned your home, you should have some pretty serious equity. So you should, if you are selling right now, and my suggestion is, if you wait, the market tanks, your price of your home goes down, say 100,000 or more, right? And then you have to sell. Like, if you want to sell right now, be realistic on your price. Like, actually be realistic and realize that you have equity in it today that you could potentially lose as the market tanks. So if you sell now, you can take that equity and put it down on another place. And that actually makes up for the interest rate. So that's for sellers. For buyers, right now is still, I mean, the prices of homes, especially if they're going to start coming down, you have more negotiating power right now from a buyer.
And for sure. And taking, I'd say, you're $20,000 off or $20,000 in credit right now, and then just keeping a higher principal is probably going to be in your best interest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
like there's ways to negotiate and get you into a better rate.
Right.
That's going to save you and make you feel comfortable instead of coming here and lowballing. And I did a class at this. So I went down to the Argonaut High School, and the consumer math teacher, Taylor Reeder, asked me to teach a class. And I was like, does anybody have any questions? Like, I was at the very end of it and kind of going over the different loan types and what they are. And this is how you do this. And this is how money works. And this is how homes work and whatever. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then his big question, he's like, well, what's going to be better, me lowballing a property or me just coming in at a solid price? I'm like, well, what would you want to do? He's like, come in and lowball them. I'm like, this is why you don't want to lowball. And I broke it down. I was like, if you lowball, you take your money out of, you're only saving yourself, breaking it all down, $5,000 if you lowball, right? Because you didn't have any negotiation room for all of the stuff in between of your escrow periods. But if you didn't lowball, guess what? Now you're up $15,000 in credit that you're able to use, and you have more money in your pocket at that point. But in the sense of just, there's a negotiation power out there right now for buyers because of what's about to happen, that you are able to do what you need to do. You just got to know your numbers.
Well, and you have to have an agent who's guiding you. I want to speak to the buyers here and also to the sellers, because this is a very real thing, and this is going to truly, truly help you. The what you're going to be looking for right now is not a lower price of your home.
Right.
What you're looking for is a credit from the seller to buy down the interest rate.
Right.
That's ultimately going to save you the most. So from a seller standpoint, it might cost them $10,000 to buy your rate down a point. Well, that point saves you, ultimately, if you were to do that in dollars, if you were to try to drop the price of the home, it might be $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 that you'd have to drop in order to get that same payment that one point could get.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at dropping the price of your home, definitely to draw buyers for sure. But when a buyer comes in and they're lowballing you, they're generally lowballing you because they need that lower payment. So the option would be, look at how much the cost of a rate buy down would be. That might save you $20,000, $30,000 in order to help buy their rate down. Because at the end of the day, buyers don't care how much the house is. They only care what the lender told them they can afford, right? So, hey, you can afford a $500,000 house. Okay, they go look for a $500,000 house. Now, there are some people that are very conscious on that payment. So they're going to go for a $450,000 house because they don't want to pay the high payment of a $500,000 house.
Right.
But if they got a $500,000 house and they just had the seller buy their rate down, it could be the same payment of what they'd be paying if the house was $450,000. But it might cost the seller $10,000 instead of $50,000. I know that's a lot of crazy numbers. Hit us up. We have a lender that can actually walk you through on a Zoom call and explain that directly to you. But that's something that I would recommend. Buyers, be asking for a credit to buy down your rate so that you can actually afford that home. And sellers, make that an option for yourself.
Be open to negotiation, man. Be open to negotiation right now, because if you're not open to negotiation right now and try to keep the interaction going, you're not going to sell your home. It's going to sit there and it's just going to hang out.
Now, let me give you a real life example that we just experienced. So we just expired on a listing that we had for 6 months. Seller came to us, owns the property outright, beautiful property, amazing neighborhood. She wants to sell that property and buy a new property, right? Great. We can help her do that.
Yeah.
So we give an estimate of the house. The house is beautiful. We give suggestions. Hey, we think you should do A, B, C, and D.
Right.
These are what you're going to need to do to sell your house. She doesn't do any of them. Hey, we want to do open houses. She's not open to it. Hey, we want to put a sign out in front. It was like pulling teeth. Finally, we were able to put a sign in front of her house that says for sale, but someone knocked on her door, so we had to take the sign down. I'm like, it's doing its job. Maybe we could just put a sign on your door that says contact the agent. So we did this for 6 months, mind you. The price of the home, when we originally priced it, it was playing the market a little bit. There was a house in that neighborhood that is superior to this that sold for $100,000 more. There's a house that's a little bit better, but the quality was horrible. It sold for a little bit less. So she was kind of right in that middle.
Yeah.
Anyway, during escrow, during the listing period, about 3 months into it, a house across the street sells exact same model of home for $45,000 less than hers did.
Gotta drop.
There's the comp,
Gotta
right?
drop.
There's the comp. So we say, hey, we need to drop your house. I mean, at that point, we started at 549. At that point, she had not budged. I think we got her to 545. No. She went to 547. She dropped $2,000. So I say, okay, well, we now, this is a very real comp. Like if you want to sell your house, you know what the comment was? They paid less for their house than I paid for mine, so they can afford that. You guys know the market doesn't care, right? The market doesn't care what you paid for your house.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the market. Like it just means that you didn't get as great of a real estate deal, right? You're not going to win as much as those people are going to win.
Yeah.
So,
but is she still at that point? Is that person still getting equity? Like, let's say she drops the 45,000.
Yeah,
it goes in escrow the next day.
Yep.
And because you said owns it outright, so that's money in her. That's straight money in her pocket. There is no bank note to be told.
There's no bank note. Now, granted, you may not like that you didn't make as much on your house as it would like. You guys, you realize like not everybody wins in real estate, right? Everybody wants to buy low and sell high. That's the goal. But that's not reality. Yeah, that's not actually reality. And if you did that, congratulations. And if you've done it multiple times, more power to you.
Yeah.
That's why you have a little pool of cash sitting in an account for when the market drops, you can swoop in and buy stuff with cash. But in the big picture, most people don't do that.
Yeah.
Most people buy high and unfortunately sell low. So right in the middle ground. Now, granted, she also wants to buy. So she goes to homes that are priced and comes in 30,000 under asking. We're like, what if someone did that to you? Like you won't budge on your price. I mean, my whole point of this is you have to be realistic. Yeah. And you have to listen to your agent. Your agent is the professional.
Just FSBO, for sale by owner, if you don't want to listen to your agent.
No, literally.
I'll put I'll market your house for you. It's only a couple dollars an hour, right? And you can deal with all of that. I'll put it up on the MLS for you and get it all staged for you. But that's about it. If you want to listen to me, that's what we'll do. We can do that.
You know, you guys understand that there's some psychology when it comes to walking into a home, right? And you can tell if someone wants to sell their home.
Yeah.
So it's funny because another agent who's been in that home said she doesn't want to sell her home. It's very clear that this woman does not want to sell her home.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's hard to sell a home that the seller doesn't want to sell. Like they may be attempting to do it, but like they've not taken pictures off the walls. I mean, even though we've said, hey, we need you to remove, none of what we suggested happened. And so now that listing expired and she's searching for new agents. And, you know, to be honest, I pray for her because I really want someone to be able to help her.
We're never in the harm of like, you know, I hope she never sells her house. We kind of want you to sell your house because if not, in 6 months, we don't really get any money to do
we busted butt and we spent so much money on that.
We want
listing.
you to sell it just as much as you want to. So when we're telling you these things, it's not for the best interest of us. It is for you to get the job done, and it also helps us out.
I'm going to be honest. When we would suggest that she lower her house, she actually screamed at me one time, I just lowered it for you. And I had to say,
it's not for me. Though.
You understand that you didn't lower that for me. Dude, we're a team. We're actually working on this together. Like you did that for you. Our goal is to sell your house.
Let's break this down real quick. As real estate agents, we want higher priced homes because we get paid more.
Yes.
More credit is to be associated, right?
Garrett's a credit king. So what you should know about Garrett is when you buy with Garrett gets you as much credit as you can possibly get.
Yeah, dude.
He usually has so much credit left over that he's trying to find things to fill your credit with at the end. Yeah. Garrett is a credit king.
Seriously, but that's the point. If we have a higher priced home, we get more things. You can have 6% of the price of the home with your credit, right? Well, if it's a 550 home to a 570 home, that 6% is going to look a lot different.
Yeah.
Right? My payment, the other person's payment,
right, the commission,
paying off of all this other stuff, right? Like we want higher priced homes. So when we as agents are coming to you telling you need to lower your price, I promise you it's not for the best interest of us. Okay.
Well, no,
right?
It is because the best interest for us is to sell your home. We're of no value to you if we can't guide you to sell your home.
Right.
So we give you advice to sell your home. Now, listen, it's not like we have our brother knocking on the door and we're trying to have you drop your price to a bro deal to where our brother's going to buy it.
No.
We're having you price your home and prepare your home and put it in a condition that's going to sell. We're going to advise you on things you need to do. We're going to walk through it and tell you, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that. We're going to help you put your house in the best condition that it can be to sell. And this is a rough market. So right now, you can't play the game.
Yeah.
If you want to sell your house right now, you can't play the game. You got to be very realistic on what you want to sell for, and you got to be very aggressive in your pricing. So there, and guys, for the love of all things good, sellers, do all the reports. Show the buyer exactly the condition your home is in.
Get the inspections done.
Literally.
Get the TDS and the SPU. Don't wait until someone comes in. Just get it done and give a good picture to the person coming into the house, because that's just only going to benefit you. Because if I have buyers now that are like, okay, well, why is it sat there so long? And then I'm like, just the way the market is right now. Will they have any disclosures? Nope.
No reports.
And they're like, well, I don't want to go look at that. They're not even ready to sell yet. They're not even interested in telling me what's wrong with the property. And I'm like, yeah, we can go look at it. But I mean, you can't really get a good snapshot of what's going on. And then they'll be like, yeah, we're going to take it off the list then.
And honestly, this is generally because people feel like they're listing their home lower than they'd like to, and they don't want to pay for anything. But what let me tell you what you don't understand. I have a listing right now that we are in contract on, right? The property needs some work, right? So the seller was not willing to do any inspections on the property, no matter how many times I said. And I mean, I get it. He's taking a very low price for this house. I get it. But at the end of the day, what you don't understand is by presenting those inspection reports, your roof inspection, your pest inspection. If you want to do a home inspection, I usually recommend roof, pest. If you have a well inspection, a septic. For those of you that live in the city, that was a foreign language. So to do those reports is very important, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to share with them either one, there are some things that are going to need some attention.
Right.
That means their offer coming in is going to encompass all that you've shown them. Yep. Otherwise, what happens is
second negotiation.
We're in the same exact room right now. So we did not do those. We did the inspections. We now have at least $10,000 in repairs that need to be negotiated. And that's a hard pill for the seller to swallow. But that's a very real reality that we should have presented to them ahead of time.
I mean, they would have spent $900 to $1,000 on each inspection, right? Let's just be real here.
Not even. It probably would have been $1,500.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just saying you spent that.
Yeah.
There's no second negotiation. They know everything. They'll go look through it again, or maybe whatever. But
and Garrett hit it on the head. There's no second negotiation. It doesn't mean that they may not come in. Basically, you're pricing your house knowing what you see, right?
Which is
so you're like, hey, we've priced it for what we know.
Yeah.
And
instead
we make
of
sure
nail biting and being like, oh, there's going to be a request for repairs happening now, and we're screwed.
So we price it for what we can show you. So if it needs a new roof, we're going to price it that way, right? Or we're going to offer a credit. We're going to encompass what the repairs are into the price, so that when you do come in, we can show you, here's comps of what other homes in the area have sold for. Here's what we're pricing it for. So, and maybe it's a pristine home and you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So you can price it at the top value.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's so much value in them knowing that it's already been accounted for in the price, to where then now we have to go through a whole nother negotiation. And I want you to know, escrow is held up because we had to wait for those reports to be done. It took the inspectors 3 weeks to get us those inspection reports. Had we done that before, we would have been on the timeline, right? Like I just highly recommend that.
It just changes the whole deal to where
it does.
It's not going to be done in a timely manner, and you're going to be more stressed as the seller or buyer in both ways, because both of them will be like, you know what? Screw this. And then you're screwed.
And it just makes it go smoother.
Yeah.
They already know the condition of the home. You've already presented it. You've already come to a negotiation. The inspections have been completed, and now we're just waiting for the lending and the close of escrow. So that's my recommendation to you. Do the inspections on your home. It is going to cost you a little bit more, but honestly, it's going to save you so much in the future. I've done this so many times with people. So here's what our moral of our story today in our Real Talk Real Estate take. What is it? Our real estate market
update.
Yeah. So we ultimately are suggesting price your home to sell right now. If you want to sell your home, price it to sell right now. Or no, if you don't have to sell your home, then you don't have to drop the price. People say, I don't want to give it away. Don't give it away. If you have the luxury to wait a couple years, then do that. And we don't have a crystal ball. Who knows what could happen, right? I mean, there was going to be a recession when COVID hit and the market went crazy. Who knows what's going to happen?
You pricing the home doesn't set the market. The buyers that buy your home set the market price.
That's exactly right.
Okay. At the end of the day, if it's not selling, it's not market value. If it sells and then that's the price the buyer came in at, now that is market price.
That's right.
So, I mean, you can say your price all day long, but until someone comes and buys that property for over, under, or around whatever your property's at, that is now the market price.
That's right.
That buyers create the market.
Buyers create the market, and do not price your home thinking that someone's going to offer you low. Price it to sell right now in this market. Now, there are markets where you can play the game. Don't get me wrong.
This one.
This is not one of those. So if you want to say buyers, come in at a price that you're willing to pay, right? Let's make this happen quickly for both of you. You want the house, they want to sell the house. Let's make it happen for you. If you need a recommendation of an agent anywhere in the world, hit us up. Shoot it in the comments or send us a message. We can get you an amazing agent that will take care of you exactly the way we are saying anywhere in the world. Also, if you just have general questions, feel free to reach out to us. But we'd like to know what your take is on the market right now. Drop it in the comments. We're curious what you're seeing. This is what we're seeing. What are you seeing in your area? And you guys, good luck on selling your home. Good luck on buying, and have a great week.
Real talk, no filter, no front. Kandi and Garrett, yeah, we say what you want. Real life, real stories, yeah, we keep it real. If you're looking for the truth, this is how it feel. Conversations that matter, yeah, we bringing it out. From the highs to the lows, yeah, we talking it out. No fluff, no cap, yeah, we keeping it straight. If it's real, then it's worth every second you gave. End of the week, yeah, you know what it is. Once a week, real talk, burning power like this. Real talk, real voice, yeah, we bringing the heat. Kandi and Garrett, yeah, we don't miss a beat. Real life, real stories, yeah, we keep